Hello friends and welcome to the Crypto Stacker channel. Happy Terarium Tuesday everybody. Hey, it's going to be an interesting one today. I'm going to do my format a little bit differently. I'll be showing a lot of the things I normally show, but I've got a spin on that. I'm going to be answering questions straight out of yesterday's video that are great questions, and I'll be just using supporting data the way that I normally do when I talk about anything that's going on in the project. So let's jump straight into this. Terareum, this is showing it currently down 1.2%. If we're looking on DEX tools, they're showing it up marginally here, about 1.3%. You see the prices are different. I have been using the CoinGecko price for my spreadsheet information, so I'll just kind of stay with that. There's just small differences between platforms. I'm not sure why it reports that way. Let's jump in, take a look at what's going on in the spreadsheet. So today is July the 19th, and the current holder count for Terareum is 10,526, increase of 17 over yesterday. Now, I am going to do some analysis in a video maybe tomorrow or the next day where I look at the speed of growth of holders and how long did it take us to get these 500 compared to the previous 500 to see if there's an acceleration or deceleration in that. Rank currently 237 in spite of the fact we have a little bit of an increase in market cap from 114 million to 114,770,000. The price 8024, 8023 right in there depending on which platform you look at. The volume 163,454 and the burn has ticked up slightly, burning 1.5 trillion tokens. Okay, so I'm just going to jump straight into yesterday's video and take a look at these. So this first one is XX Mike, and XX Mike says, anyone ever tried to sell Terra on Uniswap? I have, and I was successful with an amount larger than $1,000. It's been a long time though. I haven't sold any tokens in quite some time. He says, I couldn't even get $1,000 out, not enough liquidity, can't even take profit, good luck. So Mike, my guess is this isn't an issue with liquidity. I'm going to show you that there's other people making larger sells than $1,000. It probably has to do with your slippage, or it was just a glitch when you tried to send your transaction through. It just didn't process through. And it is frustrating, but if you're going on Uniswap, generally your slippage defaults to like 0.01 or 0.05. It's not high enough. Even at 0.5, what that slippage refers to is how many coins in excess or below you're willing to accept that transaction to go through at. And so if the price moves enough that it essentially is more coins or less coins than your slippage is allowing for, the transaction will fail. So I would change your slippage to like 3% or 5% and try the transaction again. So what I'm going to show you here is index tools. First of all, the top number here is total liquidity. This is Uniswap, 8.8 million in liquidity that's locked. Okay, so the liquidity is there. If we scroll down here and look at transactions in DEX tools, this shows every time somebody makes a buy or a sell. And you can see this is a pretty small transaction, almost 10% of an ETH. This is given in Ethereum. So that would be about a $150 transaction. Here's one that's 0.7. That would be around $1,000 because ETH is about 1,500. There's another 1,000 or 0.5 or 0.7. Here's a 0.46. That would be about 750. The reds are the sells, 0.6. Here's a 1.5 ETH sell. So that's like $2,200 range. I'm just spitballing these. There's a 1.7. That would be, almost close to $3,000 right there, a little less, 2,700 maybe. Here's a 0.7. So people's sales are going through. If you need me to make a tutorial on how to sell on Uniswap, how to change the slippage, anybody interested in that, put a comment in today's show notes and I'll do the best I can to do that. I won't be parting with much right now because I'm not really where I want to be. So the next question is from Chief Kiwi, and Chief Kiwi says, do you think we can get the circulating total to 1 quad in like the next 5 years to build up the price? So it's a really good question. We do know there's a huge burn coming, but I think this particular question, I'm going to say, if I'm just shooting an answer out, I'm going to say no. I don't think we'll get to a 1 quad supply organically. Now I'll tell you what I mean by that. The current circulating supply is 46 quad. We know in 10 days there's going to be a 20 quad burn, which will leave 26 quad. That 20 quad is in a development wallet. Now there are still other tokens out there in project wallets. The developers have some put aside for a 1-year time frame that they'll be using, distributing to the developers of the project. That's like a 2 quad, I want to say. I've got it written down somewhere and I can look it up later. But essentially what I'm saying is about 26 quad is owned by you and me. So either we would have to voluntarily burn our tokens, and how do you get everybody to participate in that and to be honest about it? I don't want to burn mine if you're not burning yours, because it's just going to negatively impact me and positively impact you. To do it at a 1% burn, which is the current rate, would take a massive amount of buying and selling. But there is another way that could happen, and it would be similar to what the Saitama project did about 6 to 8 weeks ago, where they essentially launched a V2 token and then they exchanged everybody for the V1, or they essentially gave you 1/10. I want to say it was about 1/10, but it could have been 1/1000th of what you had. I mean, they took a lot of tokens and turned it into a small number of tokens over here, okay? But the dollar values of both of those were the same. The V1 became worthless, and the V2 had the same value in dollars as the V1 did. So it's like a reverse stock split, if you will. And they could do that, and what it would do is make the prices a lot easier to read. It may make us more attractive to large exchanges that don't want to deal with all the zeros and these massive token supplies. So it's a possibility it can get there. I don't think it'll happen organically, and it wouldn't necessarily immediately increase the value of your existing tokens, because you would be swapping for the exact same dollar value. It would just reduce the supply and make the price easier to read. Great question. Hey, the last one that I'm going to look at is, did they drop the marketing buy tax as well as lower the sell tax from 3 to 2? Or is it just lowering all tax from 3 to 2? So there's now an 8% tax instead of a 9%. So if we go in and look at Milton's, there actually was a revision. So the first thing that he said yesterday is right here, basically saying they shut down the marketing wallet and the rewards. They turned those to 0. So they were only going to have a 2% burn. So the total taxes were 2%. There was a revision to that today, which makes me happy because I like the reflections. I'm willing to give them up at any time, because as long as they treat everybody the same, then it's fine and it's fair. And as long as this total tokenomics or tax isn't excessive, then it's fine for investors, So what they said is the board got together and they decided that they will always redistribute rewards as promised to holders. The total tokenomics or total tax is still 2%, but it'll be a 1% burn and a 1% reward. Terareum will no longer hold tax on the marketing wallet. Change has been made and implemented into Uniswap. Okay, Dr. Praveen actually shows here in the Etherscan that burn, and I'm going to show you where to find that for yourselves. Okay, so if we're in here, this is Etherscan. This looks at all the tokens on the ERC20 blockchain or the Ethereum blockchain. Terareum is an ERC20 token. You put in Terareum here, it pulls us up. And then over here on the side, there's this contract address. So we can jump into there, okay? Then we can open the contract tab. And then it comes up with all this code. But at the top, it has a spot where it says read the contract. So here now it will show the contract in layman's terms, not in code. And you can see here number 3 is the burn fee, and it shows 1 unit. The marketing fee shows 0, and the tax fee shows 1. So there's your 2 total, 1 burn, 1 tax, and that tax is going to the redistribution or the rewards tokens. Okay, So that's where you can find that. So Dr. Praveen, good stuff, just showing proof sources of what they're talking about in the team. Now, the very last thing that I want to show you, I think this is a great opportunity. RD is saying, let's go Terra Tribe, tweet, quote tweet, like, and comment on each other. Let's trend. So somebody made a really nice, video graphic here talking about the 20 quad burn. This is John Johnson. So I believe that's who is responsible for this. If not, whoever did it, props to you. But they're just showing in a really brief video, there's a 20 quad burn coming. So I already did it, but I quote tweeted it and sent it out. I've liked the video. RD is just saying, as a community, you and I can affect the outcome of Terrarium. Well, I don't know what's going on up here in Love Island or why that's the ad, but move that up so that this is a PG video. But if we circulate this, if we quote tweet it, if we retweet it and put it out there, it just expands the reach of this so people can understand what's going on or what is Terrarium. It might spark their interest so we can add more people to the Terra Tribe and get the word out to the people in the crypto space. He's got tagged all of these different, crypto based, hashes, but that there's a big burn coming. It should increase the interest. I'm expecting to see an acceleration in new holders and an increase in the price of Terrarium over the next 10 days. How far, how fast, I have no idea. I gave a prediction just based on an old current market cap that we would see about a 70% increase from where it was, and it was down in the 1.5 range. I think I was talking 2.6, 2.7, 8 zeros 26, 8 zeros 27. So we'll see how that pans out. Folks, last thing I'm going to do is just show you my rewards. And because they altered the wallet and added back the 1% to the rewards tokens, I got an extra 80 million today. Increases my bag to 10,110 billion. And total, since I started recording this February the 21st, I've received just under 35 billion. So hopefully it jumps to 35 billion tomorrow. At the current price, that's worth about $83, just the rewards tokens. So folks, I hope you're having a great day. Thanks so much for stopping by. I appreciate the questions. I do try to look at the comments as often as I can. If you've got questions, leave them in the comments section. If there's something you want to see from me, leave it in the comments section. I'll do the best that I can to get it out for you. Friends, have an amazing day. Check back with me soon. We'll watch your crypto stacks grow together.